Good evening, guys. Good evening, Lucifer. Good evening, Simranjeet. Good evening, guys. Good evening. A very, very warm good evening to all of you. How are you all doing? All fresh after the weekend? All fresh after the weekend? Yes? Let's just wait for a few more learners and then we can start this class. Hello, good evening, Nivedita, good evening. I hope you're all doing great. You're all in the best of your health. You're all healthy, happy. Yes, let's just wait for a few more learners and then we can start this class. Again, another week of we'll do a lot of passages. We'll ramp it up rather. है ना, इस week हम और भी passages करेंगे so that we are able to get a hang of these passages, exactly how they need to be done. Today we will cover about 5 to 6 passages, yes, reading passages, and I'm hoping that you all are reading alongside. My weekend was brilliant. I had a really good weekend. I hope you all also did have a great weekend. Festive week. So yes, I'm sure you all also spent time with your families. You all are doing great, physically, mentally, spiritually. Yes. On that note, let's just wait for a few more learners to join in, and then we can start this class. Yes. And how was your weekend, Nivedita? How was your weekend? I hope you all took the rest you need to go on with this week. I hope you all rejuvenated yourself. I hope you all took care of yourself, watched some nice movies and everything, just the way you planned it. Okay, guys, also, is my audio and my video all right? Is my audio and my video all right? Can anyone quickly tell me if my audio and my video is all right? Okay, perfect, Nivedita. I'm happy to see that you all enjoyed the weekend. Chalo. On that note, I'll just quickly do some quick announcements and then we can start this lecture. Just want to say, guys, one subscription to Crack It All is, the offer has been extended till 28th of August, right? So if you've not enrolled for it, please do it right away. The code that you need to use is PRAT Live. As soon as you use the code PRAT Live, you will get an additional 10% discount with 25% off optional on optional. So like 1 year tenure is your duration is actually going to reduce. So please do take the subscription right away. If you have not taken it already, once the price hikes, you will not be able to avail the benefits. Also guys, 25th August से जो है नए batches start हो रहे हैं for 2021, 2022 and 2023. So please use the code PRAT Live and avail the benefits. Yes guys, also as we know, the prelims are nearing, so if you've not taken the crash course already, please take it right away. And this is it's going to be available only to you at 15,000. There's going to be a complete practice and analysis batch, previous year question coverage, 1 year current affairs roundup, yes, access to all crash courses and access to practice session. So this is a nice way for you to fine tune your preparations. Azmatullah, good evening, guys. I hope you've all been having a lovely start to the week. I hope this week sets the tone for your prosperity and productivity, energy that is very positive. On that note, let's start. Just want to say, guys, as we all know, your comprehension constitutes a major chunk of the GS paper 2 CSAT, that is your civil services aptitude test, right? So you can get like about 25 to 30 questions, right? And this is why it's very important for you to like understand how to go about these questions, how to read these questions, how to explain these how to answer the questions that are there. Now from the last, if you see the trend, last to last year, the passages were actually very lengthy. The passages were very lengthy. Yes, but if you see last year, the passages actually came out to be very short but very very tricky. So right now we will learn how exactly are we going to deal with the passages. I hope all those who've been following the series have been are taking help from from the previous questions that we did. Yes, and guys, also as we know, other topics will include your interpersonal skills, your logical reasoning, your decision making, general mental ability. So if your LR plus maths is very very smooth and you don't have any issues with that, then of course the comprehension you can if you think that a few of the questions are very very tough, you can afford to leave it. But otherwise, if you're not good with maths just like me, then of course you will have to focus a lot on comprehension. Okay, can I get a final thumbs up from all of you, so that I know you're all ready for the class, you're all as excited as I am. Yes, and we are all ready to take this lecture to the next level. Yes, also one more thing guys, जो है आपको कई चीज़ें जो है ध्यान रखनी है before you attempt these questions for all those who are newbies in this lecture. Yes, I just want to say guys, आपको assume नहीं करना है. You have to come with a very very open mind. Yes, you cannot use your first your starting your GS knowledge in your CSAT paper. Don't do that. And time management is very very important. Try and understand what exactly how exactly is the passage stream. Time management will come when you keep reading more and more passages. Inculcate reading in your daily routine and you will see the difference. Yes, and do one more thing, mark the important keywords. You need to mark the important keywords. Okay, on that note, I'm starting all the very best. The first passage on your screen goes right here guys, all the very best. But before that, we will see what the question is exactly asking, and then go ahead and understand the passage. What is the most logical inference from the above passage? So basically this question is talking about logical inference. Let's write it down here, logical inference, so that when we are answering we are able to see what exactly the passage is asking. ठीक है, तो inference पूछ रहा है, क्या infer करते हो आप इस passage से, क्या derive करते हो. Moreover, if people don't understand inference, then derive is the word you can understand it with. ठीक है, okay, चलो. So let's read the passage ध्यान से and सोच समझ के. See where I'm marking the keywords. Be careful. Okay, in part 3 of the Constitution, which assures people certain fundamental rights, Article 25 proclaims that all persons are equally entitled to freedom of conscience and the right freely to profess, practice and propagate a religion. What is the meaning of logical inference, ma'am? Jimmy, the meaning of logical inference means कि आप क्या इससे समझते हो, मतलब क्या आप इससे डिराइव करते हो. जैसे हम बचपन में जब आप केमिस्ट्री की क्लास में होगे तो डेफिनेटली आपकी केमिस्ट्री टीचर ने आपको बोला होगा कि इसकी इन्फ्रेंस क्या है, मतलब इसका रिएक्शन क्या है, इसका डेरिवेटिव क्या है. तो इसी कॉन्टेक्स्ट में आपको बताना है कि इस पैसेज का डेरिवेशन क्या है, फाइनल प्रोडक्ट क्या है, लाइक दैट. ठीक है, ओके. मैथ्स कब होगा मैम? मैथ्स अभी नहीं होगा. आई एम फोकसिंग मेनली ऑन द पैसेज पार्ट. ठीक है, चलो. नाउ द पैसेज गोज इन पार्ट 3 ऑफ द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन which assures people certain fundamental rights. Article 25 proclaims that all persons are equally entitled to freedom of conscience and the right to freely to profess, practice and propagate religion. What people fail to notice is that this proclamation is prefixed with the words subject to public order, morality, health and to the other provisions of this part, with such conditions precedent for the legal protection of religious practices of any community. The closing words of this prefatory rider in Article 25 virtually constitute a subordination clause placing other fundamental rights mentioned in Part 3 over and above the right to religious freedom. Among those among other fundamental right is the right to equality before law, equal protection of laws, assured at the onset and elaborated in later articles to mean inter alia, that the state shall not deny equal protection of laws to any person or group of persons on the basis of religion alone. Okay, did you all understand? Okay, now can we go ahead with once again? Let's go ahead with the passage. Chalo. Once again, quick reading now. In part 3 of the Constitution, which assures people certain fundamental rights, Article 25 proclaims that all persons are equally entitled to freedom of conscience and the right to freely to profess, practice and propagate religion. What people fail to notice is that this proclamation is prefixed with the words subject to public order, morality, health and to the other provisions of this part, with set conditions precedent for the legal protection of religious practices of any community. The closing words of this prefatory rider in Article 25 virtually constitute a subordination clause, placing other fundamental rights mentioned in Part 3 over and above the right to religious freedom. Among those other fundamental rights is the rights to equality before law and equal protection of laws, assured at the onset and elaborated in later articles to mean inter alia, that the state shall not deny equal protection of laws to any person or group of persons on the basis of religion alone. Now the question is asking, what is the most logical inference from the above passage? A state shall not interfere with the religious affairs of the citizens. B, religious freedom under the Constitution is open to state intervention. Third, religious freedom of the citizens is not covered under fundamental rights. Or D, religious practices of any community are immune to state laws. Select the correct answer. Irfan, good evening. I hope you're doing great. Yes, guys, tell me the answer to this. Please be careful. Yes, tell me the answer to this. What is the most logical understanding inference that you get out of this? This is a 2020 year passage. Please be careful. Yes, guys, tell me. Yes, Priyanka, I will tell you all the keywords. Tell me the answer to this first. Tell me the answer to this. Okay. Unnati Tripathi is going with A. Okay. A. Neha Yadav is going with A. I want all of you guys to answer, whoever is reading these comprehension with me, guys. Otherwise, there's no point whatsoever. Okay, A. Guys, final answer. Only 3 out of all those who are watching, guys. Come on, Monday hai. Come on, tell me the answer. Adarsh Bhushan is going with B. Okay, what about others? Only I can't. I want to see more answers, guys. Not only 4. You can read the passage again. I'm not going further until you tell me the answer. Okay, Upasna is going with A. Okay, what about others? What about others, guys? Tell me the correct answer to this passage. It is talking about what is the most logical inference from the above passage. Okay, Neha Yadav is going with D. Okay, Jimmy Singh is going with A. Okay. What about others? What about others? Final. Only 7 people have answered. Tell me. Guys, do not use your pre-existing knowledge. Please answer according to the passage. I'm saying this again and again. Please answer according to the passage. Most logical inference, guys. Most logical. Should I reveal the answer then? Should I reveal the answer then? Okay, guys, I'm going ahead and telling you guys the answer. The answer is D, guys. Most of you were wrong. This was a difficult passage. Now, most logical inference bola hai, guys. Now, remember that this, this particular passage is talking about Article 25 and the right, basically right to equality, and Article 25. All of this, it's talking in a nutshell. Now, the first, statement is saying, state shall not interfere with the religious affairs of the citizens. Now, if you read this passage, let's go through the passage again. In part 3 of the Constitution, which assures people certain effort, Article 25 proclaims that all persons are equally entitled to freedom of conscience and the right to freely possess, practice and propagate religion. What people fail to notice is that this proclamation is prefixed with the words subject to public order, morality, health and to the other provisions of this part, with set conditions precedent for the legal protection of religious practices of any community. Here is where you get your answer, right? Religious practices of any community are immune to state laws. Yes, this is the real logical, final product of this passage. See, a state shall not interfere. See, I am not saying that the other statements are completely wrong and you all are completely wrong. See, you are getting close. A and D to be A and D may confuse tha. See, guys, this is asking most logical, and here most logical is D, because इसमें ये clearly लिखा है that what the people fail to notice is that proclamation is prefixed with the words subject to public order. मतलब ये चीज़ लोग भूल जाते हैं what author is trying to say in this passage. Yes, which sets conditions precedent for the legal protection of religious practices of any community. So this most logical inference is that religious practices of any community are immune to state laws. Now, first one, state shall not interfere with the religious affairs of the citizens. ऐसा तो कहीं डायरेक्टली नहीं बोला है कि स्टेट इंटरफेयर ही नहीं करेगी, ऐसा तो नहीं बोला. ये देखो लिखा तो है, प्रोक्लेमेशन तो है. ऐसा तो नहीं है कि पहला स्टेटमेंट बिल्कुल सही है, बिल्कुल गलत है, क्योंकि ऐसा तो नहीं का बहुत एक्सट्रीम तो लिखा ही नहीं है ना, दैट स्टेट विल नॉट इंटरफेयर ओनली, जो भी कर लो, ऐसा तो कुछ नहीं लिखा है. देन बी, रिलीजियस फ्रीडम अंडर द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज ओपन टू स्टेट इंटरवेंशन. यस, इसमें बोल रहे हैं कि जो रिलीजियस फ्रीडम है अंडर द कॉन्स्टिट्यूशन इज ओपन टू स्टेट इंटरवेंशन. Now, intervention and proclamation में बहुत difference होता है ना. There's a proclamation but there's no intervention. So religious freedom under ये तो है ही नहीं, ठीक है. Then third, religious freedom of the citizens is not covered. अब not covered तो है ही नहीं. अभी first line में बोल रहे हैं, है ना, that part 3 of the Constitution assures people certain effort and Article 25 proclaims so and so and so and so. Right, so religious freedom of course is covered under article under fundamental rights. So third तो बिल्कुल भी नहीं है. A, B और D में आप लोग को confusion होना चाहिए था. Shishir, Akanksha, all of you, good evening, guys. I hope you're all in the best of your health. You've all had a lovely weekend and you're all charged for the week. But are you all getting a hang of how you're going to do a question that is asking most logical inference? इसमें डायरेक्टली ये इन्फर नहीं किया गया है दैट स्टेट विल नॉट इंटरफेयर विद द रिलीजियस अफेयर्स. There is a proclamation in that regard. ये देखो guys, do not use your pre-existing knowledge, just focus on the passage है ना. इसमें लिखा तो है proclamation is prefixed with the words this so and so. So then of course the state ऐसे नहीं directly नहीं लिखा है that state shall not interfere. Are you all getting a hang of it? Are you all getting a hang of it? Can I get a final thumbs up from all of you, please, so that I know you're all getting a hang of this passage here. See, this was a tricky passage. That is why I want you all to be sure before going ahead and explaining the other passages. Are we all clear? Are we all clear, guys? Final thumbs up, please. See, the word immune is too strong, but it is still better than not interfere. The word immune is strong, but it's still better than not interfere. Most logical inference. This is the most logical inference, that religious practices of any community are immune to state laws. That is what this passage is trying to imply. Yeah. Okay. Chalo. Let's go ahead with the next passage. All the very best, guys. Listen to me very, very carefully. Now let's see what this passage is asking. This passage is talking about the most most critical message बताना है guys आपको. Okay. Now, many people understand the connection is in solid waste management and health in terms of the consequences of unattended heaps of garbage which become home for flies and other vermin. Yes, solid waste management के बारे में बात हो रही है. However, there is another aspect that is not well understood. That is what happens when unscientific solid waste management combines with poor drainage and dumping of untreated sewage into drains which are meant to carry storm water during rains. Now, the result is choked drains which are full of stagnant water, breeding mosquitoes, resulting in the spread of waterborne diseases. Yes, क्रिटिकल मैसेज का मतलब होता है कि क्या ऑथर क्या क्रिटिक करके एक मैसेज देना चाह रहा है, राइट प्रियंका? नाउ लेट्स रीड द क्वेश्चन. ओके, बट बिफोर दैट आई विल जस्ट स्किम through the passage again. Many people understand the connection in solid waste management and health in terms of the consequences of unattended heaps of garbage which become home for flies and other vermin. However, there is other aspect that is not well understood, that is what happens when unscientific solid waste management combines with poor drainage and dumping of untreated sewage into drains which are meant to carry storm water during rains. The result is choked drains which are full of stagnant water, breeding mosquitoes, resulting in the spread of waterborne diseases. Yes, now in the context of India, which of the following statements best reflects the critical message of the passage here? A. In India, the drainage networks are not separate for sewage and storm water. B. Our urban local bodies do not have enough resources and legislative authority to deal with the problems of waste management. Third, solid waste management should be integrated with the practice of drainage and sewage networks. And D. Bad management of solid waste and sewage systems by our municipalities is the reason for drinking water shortage in our countries, in our cities. Sorry. Select the correct answer, guys. I think C. Okay. Go through the passage again. Okay, final answer guys, final answer. Akanksha is going with A. Okay. What is the final answer, guys? Come on. Okay, Priyanka, Adarsh, Jamila, Bhuvan, Akanksha, Sahil. You're all going with D, C or D. Okay, what about others? Final answer, guys. D. Okay. A. Okay. Anyone else? You exchanged to A, others. Okay. Think about it again. I know it's a little tricky. Tell me. Okay guys, iska answer is C. Others, you shouldn't have changed your answer. The correct answer to this is C, guys. A, C. Critical reflects the critical message. Critical message is that solid waste management needs to be integrated with the drainage and sewage systems and networks in order to ensure that the solid waste management is done in a better way. Now the first statement that you guys are going with, in India the drainage networks are not separate for, but this is not a message. No, this could be an assumption. Yes, or this could be an argument, or it could be anything else but a critical message. How is this a message, guys? A, whoever went with A, Akanksha, Nivedita, others that you later changed it to A, why would you go with A? Now remember that this kind of statement, in India the drainage networks are not separate for from sewage and your stormwater. Now this could be an assumption, this could be a fact, this could be an argument, but it cannot be a critical message. Critical message essentially here is B to kahi legislative authority, so you could have eliminated aram se. And bad management, this also cannot be the message. Municipalities kahi baat nahi hui. तो A और C में जो लोग confuse हो रहे थे, मुझे बस एक बात बताओ कि how could it not be C? How could it be A? A is not a message. अगर assumption पूछा होता, I would have agreed with you that it's A. But they are not asking about an assumption, Baba. They are not asking about the assumption. मैम क्रिटिकल मैसेज मीन्स अच्छा वाला मैसेज या थोड़ा सा बुराई करने वाला मैसेज. सो इसलिए इसमें लिखा है ना शुड बी इंटीग्रेटेड. ये थोड़ी लिख रहा है हैज़ टू बी इंटीग्रेटेड या कुछ भी. ये तो हो ही नहीं सकता ना. ये तो एक फैक्ट है, एक अजम्पशन या एक फैक्ट है. हाउ कैन इट बी अ मैसेज? Are you all getting a hang of it? अब समझ आ रहा है क्यों जिसने भी ये A दिया था? Yes guys, please be careful, and I think most of you went with C. Why would you go? Whoever went with D, why? Municipalities के बारे में तो कहीं भी बात नहीं करी गई है. Municipalities के बारे में तो कहीं भी बात नहीं करी गई है. Why would you go with D? चलो कोई नहीं, we're all learning. I hope now you've gotten a hang of it. I'm now going ahead with the second passage, with the third passage. But before that, I'd just like to tell you guys this is a nice way for you to fine-tune your preparation. If you've not taken the CSE Ashore, this is the right time. Please use the code PRAT Live. So what will happen is that आप अगर 2 साल की सब्सक्रिप्शन लोगे तो आपको 1 साल की सब्सक्रिप्शन absolutely free of cost मिलेगी. इससे बेटर मौका नहीं मिलेगा आपको फाइन-ट्यून करने का अपनी preparations. So please use the code PRAT Live and avail the benefits. Chalo, going ahead with the third passage. There are going to be 5 passages. We are on the third one now. Please be very, very careful. I'm going ahead and explaining the third passage that is on your screens. But before that, one more thing. Okay, Jamila class happens every day, Monday to Friday from 4 to 5. Monday to Friday, every day from 4 to 5. Okay, now going ahead with the third passage. Please be careful. Let's see what the question is trying to ask. Assumptions. यहाँ पूछी गई हैं assumptions. I think I showed you the answer. Ignore. assumptions पूछ रहा है. Okay, ma'am, please explain all keywords I request. Yes, ask me, Priyanka, which keywords you want me to explain. We'll go back to the passages and understand. No worries. Okay. Now, genome editing is different from genome modification. Genome editing typically involves finding the part of a plant genome that could be changed to render it less vulnerable to disease or resistant to certain herbicides or to increase yields. Researchers use molecular scissors, to dissect the genome and repair it, which is a process that occurs naturally when plants are under attack from diseases and can throw up new mutations that enable the plant to survive further attacks. This evolutionary process can effectively speeden up now that it is possible to examine plant genomes in detail in labs and create mechanisms through which the relevant genes can be altered very precisely. Okay, so these are the main keywords that I've highlighted. Yes, I'm going through the passage again. Yes, genome editing is different from genome modification. Genome editing typically involves finding the part of a plant genome that could be changed to render it less vulnerable to disease or resistant to certain herbicides or to increase yields. Researchers use your molecular scissors to dissect the genome and repair it, which is a process that occurs naturally when plants are under attack from diseases and can throw up new mutations that enable the plant to survive further attacks. This evolutionary process can effectively speed up now that it is possible to examine plant genomes in details in labs and create mechanisms through which the relevant genes can be altered very precisely. Okay, now tell me the answer to this. What are the assumptions that are being made? First, genome editing does not require the transfer of genes from one plant to another. Second, through genome editing, the chosen genes can be altered precisely in a manner akin to the natural process that helps plants to adapt to the environmental factors. Similar, ये akin का मतलब होता है similar. So yes, through genome editing, the chosen genes can be altered precisely in a manner similar to that of the natural process that helps plants to adapt to the environmental factors. Guys, tell me the answer to this. Come on, tell me the answer to this. Final answer, guys. You guys saw the answers, no? पता चल रहा है. चलो, but any which way, I'm happy. At least class में interactive तो हैं सब. मतलब समझ तो आ रहा है सबको. Okay, Shri is going with D. Jamila is going with B. Final answer, guys, with a big smile on your face. Tell me the final confidently tell me the final answer to this. Okay, guys, you all are absolutely correct. The correct answer to this is B. Yes, guys, and now, of course, your first one, of course, that is not an assumption. Genome editing does not require the transfer of genes from one plant to another. ये कहाँ लिखा है कि it does not require? ये तो लिखा है it may require ना. ऐसा तो नहीं लिखा है कि it doesn't require it all only. ऐसा तो कहीं भी नहीं लिखा है. कहीं देख पा रहे हो आप जहाँ लिखा है that genome editing does not require the transfer of genes from one plant to another. How could this assumption be made? The whole idea of gene editing according to this passage is then rendered meaningless then. है ना? ना, because इसमें लिखा है that genome editing typically involves finding the part of a plant genome that could be changed to render it less vulnerable. Why not? Of course, then of course your first statement is wrong. Second, through genome editing, the chosen genes can be altered precisely in a manner similar to the natural process that helps plants to adapt to the environmental factors. Absolutely correct. Absolutely. And I don't think there was any, it was not a tough one, but all of you who went with anything else other than B, guys, what is the problem? What are you not able to understand? Tell me. Whoever went with, okay, Shri went with D. Shri, the second statement is of course an assumption. Where did you go wrong here? Anyone else? So final, हाँ अब तो हो गया अभी, हाँ final answer पता चल गया अब तो ठीक है. So guys, remember the correct answer to this is B, because first of course is, remember क्या, you need to understand. I hope you all understood. Okay, most of you have given the answer B though. Okay, yes, let's go ahead with the fourth passage now. Yeah, आप हमें पढ़ा लो या खुद को, और आपको कैसे पढ़ाऊँ बताओ. पैसेज में मैं इधर उधर, तो बताओ और कैसे पढ़ाना है. टेल मी, गिव मी कंस्ट्रक्टेड फीडबैक. कुणाल सिंह, टेल मी हाउ शुड आई टीच यू गाइज. टेल मी हाउ शुड आई टीच यू गाइज बेटर. टेल मी, आई विल incorporate it for sure. Tell me. It's okay. Yes, but tell me, Kunal Singh, how do you want me to teach you better? Tell me. चलो, going ahead with the fourth passage now. You see, passages ऐसे ही होंगे कुणाल. You will have to read it with me and then you will have to tell me the answer. चलो, now I'm going with the fourth passage that is on your screen right here. India has tremendous potential for solar energy. India has tremendous potential for solar energy. Yes, Deepak, good evening. Deepak, try and make the resolution better. Hopefully then it'll come about. Okay. Yes. So India has tremendous potential for solar energy. Yeah. Okay. So India, the passage goes, India has tremendous potential for solar energy. We all realize that we have to stop burning fossil fuels to meet our energy needs. But certain renewable resources are still going through their cost curves and learning curves to get the required amount of output. The Indian government has strongly committed to its targets of reducing emissions by 33% by 2030, and towards this it has initiated a strong push towards a gas-based economy and has also invested heavily in renewable energy. However, business houses are wary of investing too heavily in renewable energy at a time when the technology is not yet ready. Okay, so this is about solar energy. Okay. Okay, let's see what the question is asking. Which one of the following is the most logical and rational inference that can be made from the above passage? We forgot to see what the question is asking. I'll write it here, never mind. Logical and rational inference. Okay guys, now let's read it again. India has tremendous potential for solar energy. We all realize that we have to stop burning fossil fuels to meet our energy needs. Okay, now but certain renewable resources are still going through their cost curves and learning curves to get the required amount of output. The Indian government has strongly committed to its targets of reducing emissions by 33% by 2030, and towards this it has initiated a strong push towards a gas-based economy and has also invested in renewable energy. However, business houses are wary of investing too heavily in renewable energy at a time when the technology is not yet ready. Okay. Okay, thank you, Shri. Thank you, guys. Yeah, okay. Okay guys, now tell me the answer to this. Which of the following is the most logical and rational inference that can be made from the above passage? A. India's commitment to reduce emissions by 33% is unlikely to be achieved. B. India should import gas rather than invest in renewable resources. Third, getting renewable resources to market too soon may be costly. And D. India should put in more efforts in the exploration of natural gas, guys. Come on, tell me. Abhishek is going with C. Final answer, guys. Most of you have gone with C. Rishabh, Bhagyashree, okay. Final answer. Final answer, guys. Final answer. How can you get time to comment while I'm still stuck in reading passage again and again? Bhuvan is going with A. Okay. Deepak, kindly ignore. I have already blocked the user. You also should ignore and go ahead and tell me the answer to this. Rishabh, take your time. I'm listening. Take your time. Answer. Aram se pad ke answer. Yes, what is the most logical and rational inference that can be made from this passage? Yes, Rishabh, final answer. Confused between C and D. Okay, okay. Deepak is going with D. Final answer. Okay guys, I'll tell you the answer. The answer is C. All of you who went with C, give yourself a clap. You guys got this right. All those who went with D, never mind. Just remember, this is asking the most logical and rational inference. Of course, A, B we are eliminating because of course 33% ऐसा कुछ नहीं लिखा है ना. Or India should import gas rather than invest in renewable energy resources. This all is absolutely crap. C and D में अगर हम देखें, getting renewable resources to the market too soon may be costly. This is what the last line is trying to say. However, business houses are wary of investing too heavily in renewable energy at a time when the technology is not yet ready. Yes, so getting renewable resources to the market too soon may be costly because the market is not ready for it. That is what the final conclusion, the final answer to this is. Now D, India should put in more efforts in the exploration of natural gas. That is not the inference, guys. That is again, guys, you guys are getting confused between inference and assumption. This again is an assumption. Your D is an assumption. It is not inference, guys. Inference is the derivation of the passage. What is the derivative of the passage? कि अगर renewable resources market में आएंगे जल्दी से तो फिर वो तो costly हो जाएंगे. Yes, Abhishek, it PYQ है. This is 2020 passage that was asked last year. Yes. Okay, मैम क्लियर क्यों नहीं दिख रहा है? दीपक, that's because your video quality must be very low. Just try and increase the video quality and then see. Video quality low होगा उसकी वजह से. But now are you understanding कि कैसे आपको assumption और inference और argument और critical message इन सब में differentiate करना है, guys. Do not rush through it. You need to differentiate. You need to understand how to differentiate. समझ आ रहा है? Are you all समझ आ गया? Yes. समझी गयो, guys? All of you समझी गयो? All clear? Can I get a final thumbs up? Come on, give me more energy. Then we'll go ahead with the next passage. Come on, I'm happy that at least this passage you guys got right. Most of you got right. Okay, final thumbs up, guys, so that I know I can go ahead with the next passage and explain that passage with you. Okay, next passage पे चले फिर. Yes. Yes, no मैम, yes मैम, कुछ तो बोल दिया करो, थम्स अप दे दिया करो, कुछ तो यस, कुछ तो मेरे को बताओ कि हाँ समझ आ रहा है मैम, आगे बढ़ सकते हो. अगर ये नहीं करोगे तो कैसे आगे बढ़ेंगे, है ना? जल्दी से फटाफट. ओके, श्री, दीपक, थैंक यू. व्हाट अबाउट अदर्स? ओके, आकांक्षा, ओके, थैंक्स फॉर द थम्स अप. यस मैम, चलो, जोश हैज टू बी हाई. यस मैम, good guys, chalo. Yeah, let's go ahead with the next passage then. अच्छा, oh I'm so sorry, before that I'd just like to ये एक और question पूछ रहा है, ध्यान से करते हैं. ये passage हमने पढ़ा ही हुआ है, चलो फटाफट से करते हैं. With reference to the above passage, the following assumptions have been made. First, government often provides inefficient and costly subsidies for technologies that may not be ready for in the near future. And second, India's commitment of reducing emissions by 33% by 2030 shall be on the basis of gas-based economy. Which of these assumptions are valid? Select the correct answer, guys. Yellow. जी भी लॉजिकल एंड रीजनल इन्फ्रेंस का मतलब होता है कि क्या डिराइव किया जा रहा है इसमें पैसेज से, क्या समझा जा रहा है, व्हाट इज द एक्चुअल आउटकम ऑफ दिस पैसेज. द एक्चुअल आउटकम ऑफ दिस पैसेज बताना है, दैट इज व्हाट लॉजिकल एंड योर लॉजिकल एंड रैशनल इन्फ्रेंस मीन्स. हाँ, सो assumption is what you are assuming कि ये पैसेज जो लिख रहे हैं ये इस assumption पे बेस्ड है. Inference is derivation. Inference is what you have derived from the passage and the assumptions. समझ आ रहा है? Are you able to understand? Yes, options एक बार दिखा रही हूँ. ये yes, what is the answer to this? Okay, B. What about others? B, okay. D, okay. C. B, okay. D. Assumptions. B, okay. B, okay. Guys, the answer to this is D. All of you who went with B, I know it was confusing, but देखो ये बोल रहा है India's commitment of reducing emissions by 33% by 2030 shall be on the basis of gas-based economy. ये देखो यहाँ ये लिखा है committed to targeting of reducing emissions, and towards this has initiated a gas and also has invested heavily in renewable energy. So this is not the only assumption कि गैस बेस्ड इकोनॉमी से 33% रिसीव हो जाएगा. द assumption is also कि renewable energy साथ में होनी चाहिए. समझ रहे हो? समझ, yes, all of you who went with D, Adarsh went with D, who else went with D? No one else went with D. कोई नहीं. But now did you understand why it's D and why it's not B? Guys, इसमें आपने पूरा पढ़ा नहीं. ये देखो, ये पूरा लिखा है. Yes, the Indian government is strongly committed to its targets of reducing emissions by 33%, and towards this has initiated a strong push towards a gas-based economy and has also invested heavily in renewable energy. So you cannot alone assume that it is going to be driven by gas-based economy, na? समझ आया? Did you all understand now? Did you all understand now? Yes? निवेदिता क्या हुआ? क्या हुआ? क्यों हैरान हो रहे हो? बताओ. फर्स्ट तो सबको ही समझ आ गया था. नहीं है, कहीं नहीं लिखा है कॉस्टली सब्सिडीज एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. ये तो कोई असम्पशन है ही नहीं. तो डी इज द करेक्ट आंसर. यस, एनी डाउट, एनी क्लैरिफिकेशन? Okay, chalo, let's go ahead with the last passage and let's see what this passage is trying to say. Which one of the following is the most logical and rational inference that can be made from the above passage? Again, logical and rational inference. Chalo, let's read the passage and mark the points. Bank credit to the industrial sector has started shrinking, right? Bank credit to the industrial sector has started shrinking. Its decline has been a serious concern as credit growth is essential to revive investment. The problems lies in your problem origin lies in the incomplete reform for the last 25 years. Yes. An institutional change that should have followed the 1991 reforms should have been setting up, your एक second. Just a second, guys. Yeah. Just a second, guys. I'm putting on my charger. Just read. I'm just putting on my charger. My laptop will get discharged. Yeah, sorry to keep you waiting. Okay, let's do this again. Bank credit to the industrial sector has started shrinking. Its decline has been a serious concern as credit growth is essential to revive investment. The problem lies in the incomplete reform of the last 25 years. An institutional change that should have followed the 1991 reforms should have been setting up of a resolution of corporation for banks. In a market economy with booms and bust, banks should be allowed to set up and to fail. Today we cannot shut down banks because there is no proper system to shut them down. Weak loss-making banks continue to make more and more capital. In that context, yes, sir. Yes, I've put it on charge. Don't worry. Yeah. So now this is asking the most logical and rational inference. Let's quickly go through the passage again because of all the distractions. We didn't go through it properly. Bank credit to the industrial sector has started shrinking. Its decline has been a serious concern as credit growth is essential to revive investment. The problem lies in the incomplete reforms of the last 25 years. An institutional change that should have followed the 1991 reforms should have been setting up a resolution of cooperation for banks. In a market economy with booms and busts, banks should be allowed to be set up and to fail. Today we cannot shut down banks because there is no proper system to shut them down. Weak loss-making banks continue to need more capital. Yes, sir. Now what is the most logical and rational inference that can be made from the above passage? A, Indian banking system is not able to help the country in its economic growth. B, economic reforms that started in 1991 have not helped in improving the economy to expected levels. Third, India lacks the institutional mechanism to deal with the failure of banks. And D, encouraging the foreign investments in our industrial sector is a good alternative to this sector's dependence on banks for credit. Select the correct answer, guys. Okay, Rishabh is going with C. Okay. D, okay. Absolutely C, B, सब pattern बना रहे हो, हाँ? Everyone's making a pattern. Okay, let's see. D, okay. D, okay. B and C. हाँ, दो bubbles नहीं tick कर सकते हो. It's not allowed. Okay, guys, I'll tell you the answer to this. The answer to this is C. All of you are wrong. India lacks the institutional mechanism to deal with the failure of banks. Sab galat. Whoever went with C is right. Others, you all are wrong. Guys, this is asking logical and rational inference. Guys, अब एक बात बताओ, ये पूरा पैराग्राफ क्या बोलना चाह रहा है? ये पूरा पैसेज यही तो बोलना चाह रहा है कि एक प्रॉपर इंस्टीट्यूशनल मैकेनिज्म ही नहीं है टू डील विद द फेलियर ऑफ बैंक्स. लास्ट लाइन देखो, weak loss making banks continue to need more capital. So what is the inference? The inference is that India lacks the institutional mechanism to deal with the failure of banks. Yes. Now, of course not. Indian's banking system is not able to help the country in its economic growth. ये तो बिल्कुल absolutely rubbish है ना. B, economic reforms are started in 1991 have not helped in improving. ऐसा भी कहीं absolutely rubbish. Encouraging the foreign investments in our industrial sector is a good alternative. भाई alternative पूछा, fact पूछा, कुछ assumption पूछा नहीं ना. इन्फ्रेंस पूछा ना, डेरिवेशन पूछा, तो इस पैसेज का डेरिवेशन क्या है? इंडिया लैक्स द इंस्टीट्यूशनल मैकेनिज्म टू डील विद द फेलियर ऑफ बैंक्स. Yes, we saw, but yes, bank crisis, of course, Rishabh, but do not use your pre-existing knowledge. Please stick to the passage. Please do not use your pre-existing knowledge. It is going to be counterproductive at some point. Okay? Chalo. So that is why C is the correct answer. Passage 6 हम कल करेंगे, guys. आज हमारे पास इतना ही time था. I will see you tomorrow with this passage, है ना? And yes, I will see you all. Whoever is on my Unacademy platform, they'll know that now I'm going to be starting 5 o'clock. I have a mock test. Let's go and do the mock test. For all those who want to do the mock test, to join me on Unacademy, guys. And this question we will do tomorrow. Let's wrap up. Logical and rational inference also means conclusion. Yes, a sort of final, what is the passage trying to imply? है ना, derive क्या कर रहा है ये passage? Yes. Okay, just quickly telling you guys about the 360 coverage batches that are starting from 1st of September. Now, there's going to be coverage of current affairs. It's a 70-hour course for 360-degree coverage of current affairs in a crisp and an effective manner. It is very, very beneficial for those who are preparing for this year's prelims. Yes, and coverage of multiple sources is going to happen, like the Hindu, the Indian Express, Press Information Bureau, Budget, Economic Survey, etc. Ma'am, time change हो गया है क्या? Plus का time. Plus, yes, I take यही time था. So मैं 12 o'clock सुबह क्लास लेती हूँ, दोपहर को क्लास लेती हूँ, फिर मैं 1:15 क्लास लेती हूँ, फिर मैं 4 o'clock लेती हूँ, 5 o'clock लेती हूँ और 6 o'clock लेती हूँ. These are my 5 lectures that I take. ठीक है? Then just want to tell you guys, अगर आप लोग सब्सक्रिप्शन लोगे तो आपको 10,000 worth 20 books absolutely free of cost मिल रहे हैं. Plus your test series also you're gonna get absolutely free of cost. So this is a good deal, guys. And Iconic and Plus me, you can go ahead with Iconic. There's personal guidance, test analysis, expert guidance, study material and study planner. Plus has live classes, weekly tests, structured courses and unlimited access to these courses. अभी 1:30 में जाओ मैम. हाँ 130 मेंस आंसर राइटिंग अभी हमने स्टॉप कर दिया टिल प्रीलिम्स. ओके सो प्लस एंड आइकॉनिक में जो भी आपको सही लगता है गाइस गो थ्रू इट. दिस वाज अबाउट द लेक्चर. पीडीएफ आपको मिल जाएगा मेरे टेलीग्राम. हियर ऑल्सो यू विल गेट इट, नॉट एन इशू. दिस इज इट फ्रॉम माई साइड गाइस. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर ज्वाइनिंग इन. थैंक यू सो मच फॉर योर टाइम. I will see you all at 5. Yes, this is it from my side guys. Thank you so much for your time, and bye bye guys, take care. See you all now at on my on my Unacademy platform. This is it from my side. Telegram channel link आपको मेरे Unacademy के उस पे मिल जाएगा. Okay guys, this is it from my side. Bye bye guys, take care. I will see you all in the next 2 minutes there. Bye bye guys, see you all. Bye bye.